It's like the second or third time this thing has done this, where it crashed just as I started a live feed. And then it takes forever for people to show up. Yo. Guys, I don't know what happens. So I started this live feed a little bit ago, and I've been playing with it back and forth. It keeps, like my app kicked off as soon as the live feed started. Hey, Bob, I shipped off that the giveaway. And I'm trying to set up. Let me see. You guys can be able to see what I'm doing. Ish. Hang on a second. Make sure the lens is clean-ish. Maybe move this in. That might help a little bit too. I need a more level surface for the tripod to sit on. That's what I really need. So, getting a little later start in the day than I kind of wanted, but I had to take my daughter ice skating yesterday, and then I took her to school this morning. Yes, I can do recurve blades. They cost more though, because they're a pain. I mean, pretty much, I can sharpen it. I wouldn't have started a business. I'm sure I could sharpen. Like I said, I could probably. I'm sure that I've got the stuff now. I could sharpen Maximet. I just choose not to because the time required is just ridiculous. I hear other people talk about how long it took them to do it. It's like, that doesn't make good business sense for me. I just choose not to. So, but later start than I want them to. So, well, there's a lot of issues. No, I wouldn't. I just won't do it. Big Brown Bear. If anybody has Maximet, Big Brown Bear. I already talked to him. Sean will do it. I will point you guys in his direction, and he will do it. No, what I was saying is, I talked to a guy that watched the video, and he texted me on my phone and was like, "Hey, I work at a machine shop," and they thought it was a good idea because the thing was, Maximet was designed to replace I've got some stones that are still soaking. Hey, what's up, Dennis? So they got Maximet to replace the carbide, and they thought, because the deal was they got these Maximet bits, and the thing was that they could resharpen these bits with these diamond wheels. There was a whole set of things. I know you do. I saw the post. And so they went to the trouble of replacing these bits and cutters. I forget how he said it. They had these bits and cutters, and then they bought these special diamond wheels that were to sharpen these specific bits for the Maximet. And then they ran into the same problems that I was having, where they would try to sharpen the bits, and then they would chip and crack. And so then now they have these diamond cutter wheels that they bought specifically for the Maximet, and they went back to carbide because they couldn't do anything with them, because it's a really, really, really super specific heat treat, and if you're off a little bit, you can really run into problems with Maximet. So I've got stones in there for sharpening knives later, because I've got knives sharpened. But what I did is I've got some stones in the water here, but I've got to get some prep done. I need to look at this one first and see. This one came in first. So this came, and it came to my neighbor's house, and it's been sitting in my neighbor's house for like a week and a half. And I need to get this one done. This, fairly curved, hollow ground TI from Art of Shaving. I don't like these ones. I don't like the curved blades. They're kind of a pain. So I left my stones soak over the weekend. Not these ones. These ones don't soak over the weekend. These ones only soak for but I have to build a slurry and check and make sure it's flat. So straight razors aren't complicated, they're just time consuming. So I just start a slurry on these. How can you tell the difference between a good razor and a, I don't know. Well, these aren't mine, these are customers. Mine are really nice. I have really super expensive straight razors. Just depends. It's hard to tell online. That's why I recommend, like, I don't buy things at Art of Shaving. What I do is I pre-shop. And that's what I recommend to a lot of people. But TI, Dovo, there's another one, and I can't remember the name of the company. I've had a couple of them. Really super awesome straight razors that are made from some of the newer, higher-end stainless steel, some of the super steels. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, fuck. I wrote it down somewhere, and now I don't have it here. If you're not paying at least like $80 for straight razor, avoid it. You're going to run into problems. And like I always say when sharpening straight razors, zero pressure, none, absolutely none. I'm putting no pressure on this. And the things that I'm looking for is, am I pushing water in front of this? Which this is, of course, the 600 grit. I'm not going to be able to see it yet. But I can kind of see that I am pushing the water ahead of the edge on this. That means I've married that edge to the stone completely. So we'll take a look at where we're at on this. There's some chips and nicks that have, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So, the way this was ground, it was ground poorly, and so there are occlusions. They're already starting on this that I'm going to have to take out. And you're not going to be able to see them on that side. We're going to have to turn the razor around. So, what it is, and you're not going to see it. Did that help? It might have been a blip. Can you see all those little, see that? That's from the factory. And that's because there was chatter when they were grinding it. Yep. So it looked like to me when I saw it that I was going to run into that. So since these are carbon steel, there's a lot of baking soda in that water to prevent the rust. It lowers the pH. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of work on this one. And that's straight razors are an exercise in patience, because you don't want to go any coarser than this. 600 grit is about the limit of how coarse you want to go. You go any coarser than this, you start having problems where you're peeling the edge too much. $600 to $1,000 is about where you go on a straight razor. Any coarser than that, as thin as that material is, you can ruin it. It just bites in too much, takes off too much material at a time. And then you don't have a razor left because they're so thin. This is how this all started. This is what Crazy Sharp was at first. Now it's Crazy Sharp LLC, and it's knives, and I sharpen knives, and I've always sharpened knives, but at first, this was the whole gist of the business. I went and I made some business cards, and I saw how bad some of the straight razors that I saw my friends owned, that they were taking to a guy here in San Diego, and I said, I can do better than that. Right now, it's supposed to be like 71 degrees today. take some pictures of this, though, and show him how bad this is. By dosing this. Actually, now I don't know what's causing it, because now it's happening everywhere. It's like the edge is just peeling off. I'll be able to fix it, but holy crap. Now that it's doing the entire length of the blade, it could be a matter that they overheated this edge. So, there's a lot of things. I'm just going to have to take off enough material to do it. But when you're dealing with material like that, let me see, who said stuff? What? Makes a claim to the title. People pay me to do it. I've been doing it for, that's all I do. That's my entire job. It's the only job I do. I do it for Ferrum Forge Knife Works. I have people that send me knives from all over the world. It's a professional sharpener. That's what I do. Who's asking that? My first straight razor was a replica Sweeney Todd. Yeah, they weren't. Is there a difference, noticeable difference from why you use water stones compared to oil stones? Some say use oil. That's why I'm asking. I use water stones just because they cut quicker than oil stones. Oil stones have a tendency not to cut as quickly as water stones do. So basically, the letter I, as with anything, the difference between a professional and amateur, if you're getting paid for it or not. I went pro 2 years ago. I own a business named Crazy Sharp LLC, Crazy Sharp Sharpening Service. Therefore, that makes me a professional knife sharpener. I have to file taxes under said LLC. I mean, does that make sense? I'm not hearing your response. Morning, Steve. I think we're just going to have to take off enough old material. See, we're taking off a significant amount of material. And it appears that we're getting some people ask some questions. Right now, I'm using 600 grit. Like I said, 600, between 600 and 1,000 is about that's about where you want to be with a straight razor. No, any coarser, especially on a super hollow like that, you're going to take off too much material at any given time. Do I also strap? Yeah, this will get strapped down to a half micron. This will go to 17,000 grit, then half micron. First, I have to fix this horribly chippy, misaligned edge. So anytime you buy a straight razor, unless it says professionally hand-honed, it's not going to be shave ready. I know that if you go to Art of Shaving, they say, oh no, it's shave ready. They're not. These razors do not come from the factory shave ready. They come off of a stone wheel, but it's not, they're not perfect. They're still done on like a machine, and it's still done not 100% aligned. The only way to align a straight razor is to put it on a flat stone which I've made sure these stones are flat. They were flattened before I put them in the water. And you make sure that this is touching the whole time that you're traveling down the stone, and you align the edge to the spine. If you're using electrical tape or any of those other things you've heard me talk about in other videos, you are misaligning the edge and you're not getting the proper cutting angle on a straight razor, and it's not going to be right. And so the way they do it in the factory, it's not going to be aligned correctly. And so basically all I'm doing is I'm taking material off of the spine and the edge at the same time, and I'm aligning that edge now so that I can refine it on the finer stones later. So this is a 600, I'll go to 1,000. The other side of this is a 2,000, 2,000 to 5,000, 5,000, 8,000, 8,000, 10,000, 10,000 to 12. Hey, what's up, Aaron? So like I said, if you use pressure as thin as the edge is on this, you'll bend the edge over, and then you have to start over, and you're not doing anything except damaging the razor all over again. And you can stop somewhere around 6,000. You know, some people stop it. You know, some people shave with the razor at 4,000 and 5,000 grit, but the problem is it tugs and pulls because it's coarse. Aaron, are you getting evicted? Like, seriously? I'm going to have to call a customer right now. I got to call the customer right now and let him know this is going to cost extra. These chips are pretty bad. Well, I'm going to take pictures of it and I'll let him know. So when you have one, huh? I do use a straight razor. I made a straight razor. So you can do this with a straight razor if it's this bad and you're trying to take off a lot of material at once. You have to keep track of how many strokes on each side, which I usually don't do. If you guys remember me talking about it, I don't count strokes. It allows you to take off more material at once than the back and forth stroke motions. So you have to, it's still a no pressure motion. And I usually do 30. What was that, Brad? What? What happened to the new hat? My mic, no sound good. Well, guys, I don't know what to tell you because it's the mic on my camera. So I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing wrong with it. It was fine yesterday. I'll end it though because that's fine. Oh, you won like a boss. What is the new hat? It's inside. I just didn't feel like wearing a hat because I'm sweaty. No, landlord tried to evict me, but we won because she's stupid and crazy.
Yes, I use a straight razor. Brad is persistent. What about Brad? I don't see Brad. No, you always strap back. You always strap this way. So you do it the same way. You touch it to the stone and back. So I am gonna have to let you guys go because I got to get a hold of the customer and I got to fucking figure out what's going on with this razor. So no, I'm not gonna make another straight razor. Mine's horrible. Mine was done on a 1 inch diameter wheel. You're supposed to use a 10-inch wheel. It was proof of concept. I want to see if I could do a hollow grind. I wanted to see if I could do a hollow grind that way, and I could, and I never did it again because it's not the proper way to do it. These chips aren't coming out. They're just propagating and getting worse. Well, guys, that's it for this one. I just was gonna do some. I said I was gonna do some live feed straight razor sharpening. I might come back to this later. I've got 2 others that I've got to sharpen. This one I've got to talk to the customer about before I go any further because I want to know if maybe he wants to take it back to where he purchased it at the Art of Shaving because some issues with this. That's a good bet. Is the stone makes a weird sound on the razor. But no, I just wanted to give you guys. So we had the competition yesterday. Like I said, getting a late start. I've got a ton of stuff to do. I have a knife that I said I wasn't going to sell that I am going to sell. I don't need any more knives. Let me go get it. It's that gnome. I'll show you. It came out really cool. Hang on. So I got to playing with it, and I did black ceramic, and then I tumbled it for a really long time, and then I did blue anodizing. You can see the blue. And then I did black ceramic and pink, and it reminds me of the video game First Light, the girl with the neon. And I replaced one of the sets of bearings, and then I sharpened it. This is a nice little knife. I fixed the lockup issues, the lock stick. So it came out nice. It's got a new pocket clip. I didn't like the idea of a single point pocket clip, but I'm gonna sell this for like $130, which is just basically the price of the sharpening and the refinish. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know. Nano coated blade, yeah, dual coat, blue. So it was black and pink, and that is black and infamous First Light, black ceramic, and then I tumbled it and did blue nano. Let me see if I'll turn it around. We'll get a better look at it that way. Maybe. We'll go inside where the light is better because out here we get that weird tint from the canopy. There we go. Now you can see it. I've carried it yesterday at the kids ice skating competition. It's a nice little carry knife. It's pretty comfortable. It's got pretty decent jimping. It still needs a little bit more re-break in because all the blasting and ceramic, because it's gotten refinished twice now. But it came out pretty nice. Yeah, I've got your straight razors. That's what I'm talking about. I've got 2 other straight razors to sharpen. I don't need another straight razor, bro. I'm sending them both to you. I don't need another fucking straight razor. You're getting them both. So dog is always like that. She spent the whole day yesterday at a friend's house playing with their husky. So, when that doctor froze that thing real good, it's a little tender, but I'm hoping that thing's gonna fall off. That too. That should be ready to fall off soon. So, all right, guys, that's it. I gotta get a hold of the customer and figure out what I'm gonna do about that razor. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Let me know if you're interested in the gnome. It's sitting on my kitchen counter, or my wife hates things sitting. Later.